Hey, we are at the beach and we're gonna find the longest man parts in all of the animal kingdom, and we're gonna do that by looking at a rock. Well, let's find out about that in our little red jungle. Wow, look, now there's so many plants and animals. Hey, hello. So today we are gonna look at rocks, which sounds super lame, but we're actually gonna look at these fellas. They're barnacles. But yeah, there are indeed quite a lot of stuff on the rock, but what you're looking out for are these conical shells with these covered holes on top, and those are the barnacles, right? And you do see them quite often wherever there's seawater flowing along. So they are in our mangroves, and you see them on the side of boats, and of course you see them on the rocks of our beaches. And I don't know if you already know this, but barnacles are animals. So barnacles are actually crustaceans. So they are kind of related to your crabs, your lobsters, and your prawns. But they do belong to a whole separate group of animal on their own. And when you look at a rock, right, sometimes you can actually find hundreds of them. So barnacles are like super fascinating creatures, right? Because if you think about it, they are animals that kind of like super glue themselves on a hard surface that basically comes into contact with seawater. And these hard surfaces include even living creatures. So you can find barnacles on things like crabs and turtles and whales. And no joke, they really permanently stick themselves on these surfaces, because they actually produce this substance called barnacle cement, right? Which is this perfect adhesive for like underwater surfaces. Okay, but even though their whole adult life is like permanently stuck on one place, there are actually a lot of things that barnacles can do. And so, okay, today I brought my waterproof casing for my camera, and let's get into the water. But okay, so now when they're exposed, you can see that they are closed tightly shut, right? But when the tide comes in and they are submerged in water, they will open up their valves to reveal these feathery appendages called cirri that will grab food. Okay, hello, it's me back at home in my editing bay, and I realized that it's kind of hard for people to even know what to look at. So what you're looking for are these things, right? It's like a fan of feathers, right? And those are the cirri. And so each of these licks of salt, they have very fine sensory hairs that basically feel for and scoop microscopic plankton into their mouths, which are inside the barnacle shell. It's basically what you're seeing here. And here. And here. And okay, so these clips were actually slowed down to like 20% of the original speed, and on the day itself, to be honest, I didn't know if I actually got the shot or not, because the waves were crashing at me like every 2 seconds, and I was just going like that and like that and like that, which you can see over here. And okay, if I play the clip in real time, right, this was all I saw for like a good 3 hours, and I felt so stupid. And yeah, to be honest, I felt like it was the worst shoot that I ever had so far, until I went back to see the footage, and you see how clear you can see the cirri, right? It's so exciting, and I was just so glad that I even got footage of it, because like I said, I felt so stupid. But yeah, I just wanted to add this in here to share my pain and my struggle, and to help you find out what to even look at to begin with, right? Yeah, that's all. Let's go back to talking about what comes out of the barnacle shells. So these barnacles are already more than what meets the eye, right? But it's more than just that, because when they open up their valves, between all those cirri, there is one more appendage, and that is their reproductive organ. So first things first, barnacles do reproduce sexually, meaning they do need 2 individuals or more. And barnacles are something called sequential hermaphrodites, meaning that one barnacle can alternate between either being a male or being a female, although they can't be both at the same time.
So what happened is, and okay, I'm gonna act it out, but when a barnacle is a male, they will extend their male parts out of their shell. And from what I researched, depending on the species, it can extend up to 8 times their body length. So just imagine if you have one that's 8 times of your body length. And it is indeed the longest in all of the animal kingdom. But okay, so what happens next is that they will use this reproductive organ to find another individual that, you know, has eggs ready, and then they will put it in, and then they mate. So barnacles do produce eggs, and it's like 1,000 or more at one go, and these eggs are actually brooded or kept within the adult's shell until they hatch, and when the larvae are ready to be released and to swim. And these thousands of larvae, right, they are like super tiny shrimps, and they are only about like 1 millimeter in length. And once they're released, right, they will swim far and wide, and they will molt a few times until they are ready to settle on another hard surface where they will permanently like super glue themselves down again, and then the whole cycle continues. They are truly amazing creatures, even though they seemingly are just there on a rock. But okay, yeah, with all this talk about, male parts, I think that's too much information for today, and this is where the episode will end. But as always, before we go, I'd like to give a big shout out to my patrons. Mr. Chu, Sportman, no, England, HR Queen, Limperts, Muffin, London, National Jelly, Jets, Kappa AA5, Pingu, Master Jablock, Temgo, Amodilon, Mako Sama, Uncle Sam, Amelia, Uncle Kyong, Fauzi, Wellon, Cookie, Spider, Low Eli, Big Fish Circles, Amy, Stacy, Lou, Quack, Mama and Momo, and youtube.com/@additionalmath. Thank you so much for supporting this channel directly, and if you would like to do the same, you can find the link to my Patreon down in the description below. Do also follow me on all my other social media platforms and subscribe to watch more videos of our local ecology. Thanks again for watching, and remember, keep your eyes peeled because it is a sea jungle out there. Okay, see you next time, bye bye.